A.J. Kullman, big right-hander for Cincinnati, gets the start out of Powell, Ohio. 6'8", 225 pounds.
Now, he's one of a bunch of huge guys. I was down the pregame, and they are as big and tall and muscular as I've ever seen. But expecting an 88 to 91 mile an hour fastball, and he's had a tough start. His ERA is up. He's got more hits than innings. So for him, starting on a Friday night in a tough situation here, it's a big first inning really, just to get off on the right foot for Kullman. What?
First pitch from Kullman to Judd Ward, misses outside.
Well, I like that arm slot, kind of a low, not side arm, but a lower arm slot, 88 miles an hour with good life, big, long, tall body. It's hard to pick it up sometimes for the hitter out of that height.
And he misses inside to Judd Ward.
You see here, he'll drop it a little bit. It's not a sidearm slot, but, well, it almost is. That looks a little bit reminiscent. Well, I'm trying to think of somebody who it looks like. I can't remember, but it's good stuff with good sink. I'll remember later.
2-0.
I tell you like the body, you like the arm slot, the sink. And Coleman's the kind of guy, if he'll just throw it over the plate with that action on the fastball, he'll get ground balls and be out of the inning no time. Just can't. I got it, Andy. Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown pitched at Georgia Tech, pitching the World Series for the Florida Marlins. That's who Kullman reminds me of. Same type of build. Kevin Brown was about 6'6", arm slot, sink. See if he can pitch like that.
Julian bunts and foul.
Approach to hitting. That's close to the ball.
And a strikeout. Came up and in with an 89 mile an hour fastball.
Very
and got
good pitch.
Julian on the strikeout.
We're going to see Kullman come out of that lower arm slot and raise the fastball. That's an intentional pitch. Trying to come up and in. He got it up and in.
So 2 down now. Ward still at first base for Auburn. And here's Stephen for the Tigers. Ball one low.
This might be the biggest out of the game for A.J. Kullman. In his mind, he knows that it's been a tough 2 starts so far. And for him to settle in, just have one good inning at a time and get out of this thing, it could really be big for him because the stuff is there. The potential stuff is there to be very good.
There's off the end of the bat, but it's there for a single. 7 runs batted in for the junior college transfer for Auburn. Outside corner and a strike.
I find myself pulling for A.J. Kullman. I've been a pitcher and had those days where you just got off to a rough start, but just takes one here and there. Unfortunate off the end of the bat, Stephen Williams, but he's always one pitch away with that sinker of getting a ground ball and getting out of the inning.
Just missed.
Good pitch. He's sitting 88, 89. Late action, spotting his pitches well. And sometimes when you're in a little bit of a funk, the last out just to get out of the inning can be a mountain. But if you can get over it, then you have a chance to settle in. See if he can do it here against Woolley, who's swinging the bat great for Auburn.
Went after the high fastball. Ball and 2 strikes.
Back to the sinker here, because that's going to be his comfort spot. Is taking that good fastball and just sinking it.
Runners at first and second, 2 down. Got him.
Nasty
and Kullman
sinker.
works out of the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left for Auburn. Gave up the 2-out single that gets scoreless after 1. The homers, a run batted in for Everett, leading off the second. Just missed. The count is full.
Hey, I like the way Coleman's throwing. He's hitting his spots. You do not see a guy standing out there with an ERA north of 10. He's making some really good pitches and just missed there with that good sinker.
Three-two. Got him swinging.
Tell you what, Andy, that is just nasty. We say sinker. It's a 2-seam fastball, but it sinks because of his arm slot, the looseness, and watch this thing explode. Ryan Watson for Auburn throws the ball like this. Look at that thing. I mean, that's just a difficult pitch with 2 strikes or any count for a hitter to get good contact on.
3rd strikeout of the night for A.J. Kullman. Now back-to-back freshmen in the Auburn order. Ryan Bliss, the first. Strike 1.
Scott Guggens has got to be very excited so far. He talked about the process. Look, we're 1-6. He told me we're not going to panic. We have to buy into the process of getting better. So far, 2 innings into there, 1+ inning into this thing. Coleman's looking very good.
Half of the 3rd, we go to the Cincinnati dugout. Second-year head coach Matt Guggens now joining us.
Coach, you pulled a little bit of a Lou Holtz on me because you said you liked A.J. Kullman. This guy's nasty and off to a good start for you so far.
He is, and again, if we could just get a couple of those low strikes, I think we'd be in a little bit better shape. But he's pitching well. He's keeping us right here, and again, that's what he does. He's a senior, and he's mixing his pitches well, he's keeping the ball down, and giving us a chance.
At Cincinnati was across town at Xavier as Holland jumps on the first pitch. Nicely fielded by Bremner, the shortstop, for the first out of the inning.
Well, and there's the struggle for Will Holland. He's trying to be aggressive. He got a good pitch. The sink just kind of beat him. One thing you notice about Will, he ran his best time down the line on a ground ball to short. He's playing hard. It's just right now the game is not giving him much because he got his pitch, but the late action jammed him a little bit, ground ball to short.
One of the 3 strikeouts on the night for A.J. Kullman was the guy at the plate right now at Edouard Julien. Julien takes the off-speed pitch a little bit low, 1-0.
Guys like Cole, we got 2 different pitchers on the mound tonight. We have one guy throwing 4 seams and Tanner Burns living up. This guy, Kullman, is throwing 2 seams and sinking everything down. So you have 2 extremes, both very successful so far.
2 balls and no strikes to Julien. He has struck out 3. He has walked 2. Talking about A.J. Kullman.
Of his fastball and his change and curve.
Strike called on the outside edge.
There's a good sinker right there. You can fall behind in the count when your fastball moves that much and still get away with throwing fastballs in 2-0 counts because of the late movement.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Julien down on strikes for the second straight time.
Kullman is flat out pitching. This atmosphere, this big crowd, the early season struggles, not bothering him at all. Watch this 2-seamer now. Arm side, glove side 2-seam fastball. Andy, that's Greg Maddox style there.
We go to the Hal Baird dugout. We talk it over with Auburn head coach Butch Thompson. Pitching has dominated early on, and
Coach, this power sinker right here has the look of a Friday night guy in the SEC from A.J. Kullman.
You know, they've turned a ton of double plays as part of their identity, and you know, we've gotten a couple of runners on the first couple innings, and then he's getting ground balls to the corners and doing a good job. Steve Williams had a good pass at it. We're going to have to get the ball up and do some damage because right now he's getting AJ is getting exactly what he wants.
Coach, thank you.
That little breaking ball he throws and stay with that good sinker. There it is right there. Andy, it's not even close. The breaking ball is not even close to the overwhelming nature of that 2-seam fastball. Watch this thing explode now. We don't have a chance to see the breaking ball, but watch this thing go. I mean, good gracious. You know, with the breaking ball before that.
A homer, 7 runs batted in for the Auburn junior first baseman. Down and in.
I think that was a changeup now. He dropped off about 10 miles an hour. So a very good pitch. If he can locate, a lot of times the guys with this arm slot, they won't throw a circle change, Andy. They'll throw like a little split change. Not a split finger fastball, but a little different than that. And it just tumbles. And that one had good action to Rankin.
But Auburn has the bases loaded and nobody out. And Cason Howell at the plate for Auburn.
Here's what the pitching coach just told Kullman. Hey, ground ball back to you. Right back to the catcher at home plate. All right, we go to first base. That's what you're looking for if you're Kullman, is a ground ball somewhere in the infield. Give up the run, but get 2 outs.
Ball 1 low to Howell.
It's a good example there of Cason Howell seeing the ball down out of Kullman's hand and not chasing the pitch. It was way out of the zone. Not bad, but low when it got to home plate. See the ball up. That's the teaching.
To the shortstop. 2 second for 1. That's the only play. As Bliss took out the second baseman, a run scores, and Auburn is on top.
Yeah, and a good clean slide by Ryan Bliss.
Ward is 0 for 1. He walked back in the first and blistered one right at the first baseman in the second inning. Bunts it, third base side. Pitcher fields and throws and got him, and the inning is over.
Athletic play by Kullman. Wow.
Auburn gets a couple runs on 3 hits through 4. Tigers on top.
It's just been good 2-seam fastballs up till now.
There's a strike on the outside edge.
He's pitching at 85 now, so it doesn't have to be Tanner Burns power stuff. That's the misconception. You got to throw so hard to be successful. When you can sink it and locate it, like this guy's doing, you can be successful at 85, 86 to 89 tonight, occasionally.
There's ball 3 outside, 3 balls and a strike. He's walked 2, he struck out 4, has Kullman.
Chris Sale, right-handed Chris Sale. Low arm slot, tall and lean, kind of slings it a little bit.
Couldn't hold up. Swung at ball 2, a ball and a strike.
The best changeup that he's thrown tonight. Kullman, that is. Very good changeup. It's in the fastball count, meaning the whole stadium on a 1-0 count is expecting a fastball. You take a little off, and very good, very deceptive against the left-handed hitter. Julian looking for a fastball away.
Leadoff walk. Holland back to the bag at first.
Kullman's been close a couple times tonight on non-stop balks, meaning he comes set and never stops his hands and then goes home. I would imagine the umpires, a couple of them early in the game, see if they're watching that. If he does stop, good to go there.
Good lead for Holland. Oh, and close at first.
Maybe a little lean for Will Holland, too.
Not much of a breeze at the ballpark tonight. What breeze there is blowing out to center.
Perfect baseball night here after a bunch of rain. Here's what Will Holland has done. Will has a very good feel for the pick move of Kullman. Coleman's got good feet. He's very quick. But Will Holland now has stretched this lead out to about 13, 14 feet, which is right there almost to the cut of the grass. That's a really good lead. He feels comfortable. He can dive back and be safe. And they're all close.
Yes, they are.
Coleman's got good feet, and they're all very close. But Will Holland feeling very comfortable now. It's just getting the rhythm and getting going. Stephen Williams is going to hit.
Takes it inside.
It's a good pitch. He tried the breaking ball, trying to mix it in a little bit just in case Stephen Williams was looking out over the plate, and he missed. Kullman, that is. So a good approach, a good pitch. He just missed in a little bit and down.
Auburn trying to add to a 2-0 lead. Corners come in for Cincinnati. 2-0 the count to Stephen Williams. Auburn used the bunt game to its advantage in the fourth. I'd be surprised if we see a bunt here at this part of the order.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think Stephen Williams, Coach Thompson, Coach Gross going to let him turn it loose.
Strike call on the inside edge.
It's a good take. Just because the umpire called it a strike, that doesn't mean it's a good ball for Stephen to swing it. He's looking for the hitter's pitch. He's looking for a pitch in a cup on a 2-0 count, one that he really can drive, and that wasn't it. So a good pitch by Kullman, a good take by Williams.
2-1. Got a pitch up. Just got a piece of it. 2-2. Take something off of that pitch?
Looked like he did, yeah. He's thrown a few more off-speed pitches here this time around to the lineup here, mixing on the slider. If you're a sinker ball pitcher, we saw Calvin Coker do it when his career here at Auburn. He learned to throw the backdoor slider, which then offsets those left-handed hitters being able to reach out there over your two-seam fastball and take advantage of it. Same thing Kullman did there.
2-1, nobody out for Auburn. Popped it up. Infield fly rule is in effect. Second baseman dropped it. Runner is out. The infield fly rule is in effect. One down in the inning.
It's not a dead ball. You can advance as the base runner, but the batter is out no matter what happens. So fortunate with 2 strikes.
Got him swinging.
Pitch.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. That's a big strikeout. 2 outs in the inning.
And that was the sinker. That's that hard sinking two-seam fastball.
5 strikeouts now for Kullman.
In the middle of the plate, looks like a strike, turns it over. That actually was a split change, I believe. That ball had more action, a little bit off of it. So it's just a great pitch for him right there on the left-handed hitter.